Everyone, Crazy Blind Jake here with my very first affordable weapon review. As everyone knows, I'm legally blind and I love weapons. So, here is the first video in my line of videos to go over affordable weapons that are useful, practical, that pretty much anyone can afford. So, today we have the Cold Steel Machete Cutlass, or Cutlass Machete, however you want to word it, as part of Cold Steel's line of sword machetes. And out of the box it was okay as far as sharpness goes, not fantastic. Some of the finish was kind of meh, but overall not bad. A little bit of elbow grease and she'd be fantastic. Has the integrated handle, and the steel is pretty decent quality, especially for what this is supposed to be, which is a tactical sword or tactical machete. And the price point's great because just about anyone can afford one. They're well under $100, way under that price point. So anyone that could scrounge up a few bucks here and there, save up for a month or so, even if they're on a super tight budget, can afford it. Comes with a decent sheath, or at least most ones I found come with a decent sheath. And I gotta admit, I put it through a torture test a little while back, and unfortunately I did not clean the blade afterward, and I should have, so there's some minor corrosion, which was my fault, not the manufacturer's fault. But I did some soft cutting testing, and it worked okay, even though it's not as sharp as it should be for that. And then I have this old grapefruit tree that's fallen over in my yard, and it's damn near petrified, and I walloped that tree with this thing. I mean, I really was trying to break this machete, just to see if it is, well, what I would call useful for the modern age, where a lot of people don't have that kind of formal training anymore, but they want a weapon that they can get their hands on easily. It isn't just going to fall apart on them. And for that purpose, it's fantastic. Like I said, I would recommend every time after you use it, I would recommend cleaning it, because I unfortunately did not do that, and now there's some corrosion on the blade. That's my fault. Not a huge deal. But overall, from a normal person's perspective, it's a little heavy, but it's a tactical sword. It's not meant to be historically accurate. So it's fine. It's very rugged, it's affordable, and anyone who likes a curved blade sword or somewhat curved blade, who likes a quote-unquote fencing-style sword, or I would consider anything of this design to be in the realm of fencing versus other sword play. That's just my take on it. I could be inaccurate with that description. That's just how I would describe it. But anyone who likes a sword that is slightly curved with a handguard, a full handguard, knuckle guard, whatever you want to call that, would love this thing. It's a good beginner's weapon. It's rugged. You can do pretty much anything you want to it. And you're not going to break the bank getting one. I would even recommend, if you're into that type of sword play, I'd almost recommend buying two of them and have one for abuse testing and things of that nature, and just beating the crap out of them, and another one that you keep pristine in case of an emergency, so then you're completely comfortable with the weapon, but you have one that isn't hopefully too abused. But I don't think you would have any problems with beating the crap out of this thing and it lasting you almost forever, as long as you take care of it like you should with your weapons, which unfortunately I made a no-no, but that's my fault. So all in all, from a normal person's perspective and from a legally blind person's perspective, I would highly recommend this, if it's your style of weapon. I give it 3.5 out of 5 stars for the Cold Steel Cutlass Machete.